All right, what's going on there, everybody? hmm We back at this thing, man. Another free game show podcast. I'm the professor. And before I get into this thing, man, I just want to say, man, I hope everybody is still social distancing. I hope you guys are still disinfecting everything you bring into your house, and just being safe, man. Not because you're scared of the coronavirus, but because cleanliness is next to godliness. You should want to be clean. You should want to be germ free anyway. Even if it wasn't no pandemic, you should always want to be clean. You should always want to stay away from other people's germs and energy and all that stuff infecting your atmosphere, man. So keep everything clean. Even after this thing is over, keep everything clean. Wash your hands and just be better people. You know what I'm saying? You'll vibe on a better frequency. Your energy, I'm telling you, you'll notice a change in your energy once you start to live your life through that type of aspect. And I pray that God just keep everybody safe, man. I keep everybody on the right direction, on the right path. In Jesus' name, I pray God just do what He doing for y'all, man. The Cash App, the PayPal links, all that in the description. If you guys want to financially support the show, man, that'd be greatly appreciated. Anything you can give, man, will help, and nothing is too small. So let me get into this thing, man. I had a Patreon subscriber hit me up, and he was listening to one of the shows. I was talking about the low hanging fruit, and he was asking me, you know, uh, do I have any game that can help him out with a piece of low hanging fruit he has? And so we sat down. I'm not gonna tell you guys the game I gave him, because it's YouTube. But we sat down, man. We had like a 2 hour conversation, man. Like, what I'm saying? I wish I could have recorded it. It would have made for a great Patreon show, us going back and forth. But what we was talking about was confidential, and it was only to his situation. So I had to keep it on the confidential tip. But it was a lot of game, man. It was a lot of game being dropped in that conversation, man. It was a hellified conversation. But I give you a gist of it. I basically was telling dude, yes, there is game to handle low hanging fruit. Do I recommend guys going for low hanging fruit? No, I do not. But majority of the upper tier people in the game, the max and the pimps, they go for the low hanging fruit because it's easier to manipulate. Now, when you're talking about just having sex for regular guys, now before I even go into what I'm trying to say, let me clarify this up, because I don't want you guys to listen to the show and be like, oh, low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? I can go after the girl who a couple of pounds heavier, or I can go after the girl who might not be as cute as the other chicks. I can go after the girl who might be real skinny, whatever. Or I can go after the girl who, out here on the streets or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You can go after those girls. Just understand this. Everybody else is going to go after those girls too, because they're the low hanging fruit. They're the easiest ones to get. See, sometimes the easiest things to reach is not the easiest thing to get, because everybody is reaching for it at the same time. So you might see a chick that's low hanging fruit and she might reject your ass. You understand? See, low hanging fruit, they still is going to pick the ones with the most game. So just because she low hanging fruit don't mean she gonna be easy for you. You ever heard that term? Just because she's a hoe, that don't mean she's gonna let you hit. And see, that's what a lot of dudes be finding that out the hard way in the game. They think, oh, I go after this broad, she looks easy. Okay, you thinking that, and 100 other people thinking she look easy. Guess what? All right, my bad. Phone was ringing. But yeah, like I was saying, you thinking she's sweet, and 100 other people thinking she's sweet. Then guess what? Now that one person that was sweet is now a hot commodity, because everybody decided to branch upon it. If you got one apple, that you got a big old tree that's sitting 10 feet in the sky, and you got 100 people below that tree that's hungry, that can't get to the fruit at the top, and one of those pieces of fruit falls down and hits the floor, you got 100 people down there. Now, okay, that one piece of fruit that was hard to get is now easy to grab. But you got 100 people trying to grab that one piece of fruit. Do you think all 100 people is going to get that one apple? See, now you got to use math. You will have a better shot at going for climbing that tree and trying to get the tree that the other people too scared to reach than fighting 99 other people for one piece of apple. So that what happens when low hanging fruit come in the game. The strongest and most determined, the most capable people end up receiving that low hanging fruit. A lot of players receive the low hanging fruit in the game, man. A lot of Macs receive these females who guys will look at as unicorns or nawalks, not because they something special about them, but because they got things that's going on in their head that make them believe they're not good enough for other things. So guys who have the most game will prey on these type of females and take advantage of them. That is not good, bad, right, or wrong. That is a huge part of the game. That's something I tried to never do. I never went for the low-hanging fruit. I never tried to manipulate a woman into giving me resources by making her think, well, you know what, I'm lying. See, I had to catch myself. See, this is why I like this is why I like Patreon, because Patreon I actually write. Actually, Patreon is a scripted show, so the game is fluent and the game is well put out, well put together, and the game is deep. You know, YouTube, I just come on here and I rant and I freestyle. But I used to play the tax game back in the days. Back when I was early macking, I had a team of chicks, and they used to give me $800 to $1,000 every year when they got their taxes. I did do that. Some of them chicks I did manipulate. Some of them chicks, I slept with, and I really didn't want to touch them. I really didn't want to sleep with them. But you know what I'm saying? That's how I kept the rims on my car. That's how I kept my pockets fat. And that's how I used to take a break off of street hustling, because I used to get tired of street hustling every once in a while. So I did do that. I did manipulate a couple of chicks into giving me cheese, into thinking that they would have some that wasn't. That's called dirty macking. Sometimes he came back and it bit me in the ass. That's why I do shows on that. I think I did a show. I did a preview on YouTube called "The Dangers of Dirty Macking." Yeah. It is what it is. But see, that's why when I'm speaking on YouTube, I try to go a little slow so I can catch myself in case I say something that might be misinformation. I do not want to put no misinformation out there, especially about me. I want to be as honest and open with you guys as I possibly can. But like I was saying, I couldn't go too deep in the conversation I was having with the dude because that was off of his situation. But it's definitely some game that was in there that I'm going to, take away from that conversation and probably put a package together for the people on Patreon. So if they happen to hook up with a chick like that, they can know what to do. Because, they out there. They out there and, they're easy to get. They're easy to get, man. You got a lot of females out there who just want to feel like they belong somewhere, man. You got a lot of females who've been in and out the children homes, who've been molested when they was babies, who had parents that didn't give two rats asses about them, who, rehabilitating, used to be on drugs, overweight, like 300 pounds overweight. You got a lot of things that can happen to a woman in her lifetime. And it could be nothing wrong with her. She could just have mental problems. She could be the most beautiful thing in the world and just be crazy, batshit crazy. And it'll put her in the low-hanging fruit category. And a lot of guys, they lick their chops when they see females like this. You know what I'm saying? But the more game you have, the better chance you have at getting her before another sucker can get her. But it's so many of them out here that, sometimes they spill over and the lane might luck up and catch hold of one of them. A lane might luck up. That happens a lot of times. And then when these lanes luck up and catch a hold of them, guess what happens? They take them back, try to show them off to their family, and then their family end up fucking their girls. This happens all the time. When the lame luck up, that's why I say, man, if 100 people down there and they waiting for that one piece of apple to fall down, and let's say a lame might luck up and he might grab that apple before everybody else get that apple, somebody bigger, stronger, and better just gonna take it from the lane. So, this is why a lot of this MGTOW, incel, and all that shit exists too. A lot of these guys lucked up and got them a piece of low-hanging fruit, and then they end up getting raped in the game by the low-hanging fruit. So, you gotta have game for everything in the game, man. Even for the easy stuff, even for the easy peasy lemon squeezy. You still gotta have game for it, because if your game ain't as sharp as your mind, you will lose out in this thing, man. And that's all I really want to say, man. Y'all be cool on your stool, understand ain't nothing cooking but two peas in the pot, and then cooking at the stove ain't hot. I'm the professor. I'll holler at y'all.